If you aren't subscribed, don't forget to press the subscribe button. Let's try break free from my videos doing terribly. Let's break free from the grasps of the YouTube algorithm. We cannot be stopped. Anyways, cue the goddamn intro. Sonic has probably been one of the most inconsistent franchises in the history of gaming, with all his ups and downs, and ups and downs, and ups and downs. And his downs. Just his downs. But it seems as though that after every failure Sonic has had, he has somehow managed to bounce back. This has been going on for nearly 30 years now. Wow. That long, huh? How is Sonic still alive? Just how? But in today's video, we'll be taking a look at Sonic's past failures, what they were, how they affected the franchise, and what would happen if they succeeded instead of fail. So, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let us discuss the topic at hand. This first failure for Sonic was a game that didn't actually release. It was cancelled because of how much it went through during development. This game would have been Sonic X-treme, releasing on the Sega Saturn. This was supposed to be Sonic's first 3D game to release, moving on from the days of 2D. There's been a version of this game uncovered on PC, and from the gameplay we have, the game doesn't look like what you'd expect for a Sonic game in 3D. The game had a look to it involving gravity sorta, a spherical shape, almost Super Mario Galaxy with the round planets. And there you go, Sonic Lost World didn't copy Super Mario Galaxy, it was in fact inspired by Sonic X-treme. Boom! Case closed. Now, I don't see any more arguments about it. You got me? Anyways, back to Sonic X-treme. This game honestly doesn't look the best in terms of gameplay. I'm not even gonna lie right here, it honestly just hurts my eyes just looking at the gameplay. This game does not look like a Sonic game. There isn't sections where you can go fast, some sections where you just have to slow down, which looks really difficult from the camera angle you're presented with. It doesn't look fun in the slightest. Because this game failed, and was never released, we got one of Sonic's best games ever made, that being Sonic Adventure on the Sega Dreamcast. Sonic Adventure literally is better than Sonic X-treme in every way possible. The first reason being because it actually released. But just the game as a whole, just plunged X-treme's face into the dirt. The main reason that Sonic X-treme was always destined to fail, even if it did release, isn't just because of the game itself, but more so due to the console of its planned release, the Sega Saturn. Let's just say the Saturn wasn't the most successful of consoles. It wasn't a big hit like the Genesis. In fact, I don't think many people even knew it existed, and that's why X-treme would have failed. It would not have sold all that great, and would have done amazingly critically either. Sonic might not even have been alive right now. But what if Sonic X-treme wasn't just a lost cause? What if it did get finished and actually released? What if it was a success? Well, the first thing is that all the mainline games we have right now, the adventure games, the modern games, the boom games, will most likely not exist. Like, at all. I think there will still be spin-offs like the racing games, but definitely not the mainlines we have right now. If Sonic X-treme was a success, 3D Sonic will play very differently to how he does right now. There's no doubt that Sega would have definitely carried on the spherical stage design into another game, maybe adding and expanding on it to different shapes, like squares or triangles or whatnot. Sonic will most likely have games similar to games like 3D Blast, with an overhead view and not really going the fastest, if at all. I doubt Sonic would have been as popular as he is right now, maybe not existing, as, to be honest, 3D Blast and X-treme are the most interesting things, and will get boring pretty quickly, as there isn't a whole lot you can really do with the design from those games. The bottom line from that is that Sonic's first failure was indeed necessary, or else we might not even have a blue Hedgehog to argue over right now. Sonic's next failure was his first game, transitioning him onto next gen, which was Sonic 06. I know that Shadow the Hedgehog does exist, but it wasn't as impactful as all these other failures, other than not getting any more character spin-offs. Sonic 06 was another game which suffered from development hell. Yuji Naka left, and the game was extremely rushed in order to release for Sonic's 15th anniversary. And it didn't really go according to plan, did it? No, not in the slightest. Up to this point, Sonic had a pretty consistent track record of 3D games, with the exception of Shadow the Hedgehog. But Shadow was a spin-off, so it didn't massively affect people's faith in Sega. That was until they witnessed Sonic's biggest fail in history. Sonic 06 released. Sonic 06 did nearly everything wrong compared to past games. The music, level design, and graphics being the only things improved in my opinion. The physics were wrong, the game was glitchy, and suffered from lag and slowdown, affecting gameplay. Critics and fans hated the game, with the exception of some fans who actually liked the game, including me. Sonic is still lucky to be alive to this day after Sonic 06 nearly killing him. Thankfully, the boost managed to pick Sonic back up again, after Sega deciding that the adventure gameplay was not to return in another Sonic game, and, unfortunately, multiple playable characters was not allowed to return because those two things were in Sonic 06, and instead of Sega actually trying to fix the problems 06 had, they decided to leave them and run away from their fears. If Sonic 06 was a success, however, Sonic games would be quite different to how they are now. If Sonic 06 was good, that would firstly mean that Sega would have picked themselves up after Shadow the Hedgehog and proved to us that they could make a great game after all. Maybe Yuji Naka might still be here working on Sonic instead of Battle in Wonderworld. If Sonic 06 succeeded in rebooting the Sonic series, we'd have also still had everything 06 had. Adventure gameplay, multiple stories and playable characters, fully 3D gameplay, just pretty much carrying on the legacy of the adventure games. This honestly would be great, since adventure formula has already proven to always have worked with SA1 and 2. And then 06 brought the formula back, and if it succeeded, we could have faith that Sega could make great games with adventure formula. Sonic would also have one definitive playstyle, just like Mario, that stays in pretty much every mainline 3D game, just with some additions like a new move each time. This really does sound great, but there's always a catch. If the adventure formula kept going on, one massive era of Sonic will no longer exist. The boost era of Sonic games. That means Unleashed, Colors, Generations, and Forces will not exist. And if I'm being totally honest, I don't really like the sound of that. I love the boost. It's my favourite gameplay style for Sonic, and for it not to exist, I really don't know, man. Unleashed and Generations are in my top 5 Sonic games, and they're two really great games. I just don't know what it would be like without those. I'm pretty sure that we would still have well written and serious stories, since people would have complained about them in 06, and Unleashed and Black Knight wouldn't exist either. But there's one final thing. Because of the boost era and everything, Sonic managed to become a multimedia franchise, grabbing fans from every corner of the world. Without Izuka in charge, we wouldn't have all this. Possibly not in the movie, as Sonic would not have the same personality as right now. He'd be a more mature character, not childish. Overall, I'm kind of 50-50 on this failure. On one hand, you have brilliant games, but on the other hand, you lose the boost. Quite a hard decision for this failure, but I do think 06 should have gone the way it did because I could not part with the boost, man. It's too goddamn good. And the media Sonic is in? No! I want it all. Sonic's final failure was the boom era, nearly killing Sonic once again, and losing a big chunk of the audience gained from the previous couple of years. I don't really need to go into too much depth with this game. Its development was ruined by Sega once again because of Nintendo's dumb deal. It was never meant to be a Sonic boom game. It doesn't play like Sonic, it's glitchy, good cutscene animation and dialogue. That's pretty much the drift with Boom. If the Boom era succeeded, I honestly don't think there'll be as many differences compared to the other failures. I think Boom Sonic would get a lot more recognition. He would have definitely appeared in Forces like he was planned to, instead of the Avatar. The Boom era was supposed to be a reboot, but not a huge one. It was just supposed to be a little spin-off series. If Boom succeeded, Forces might have succeeded too, since they would have had a bigger budget, since Sega would have lost all their money on Boom. We would have also had a consistent lineup of boost games. It would have been amazing. Having Forces actually be fleshed out, rather than what it is right now. And Infinite, maybe even returning here and there too, which would be awesome. Boom really wouldn't have affected the series that much, since it was never going to be permanent from the start. We would just see Boom Sonic making a lot of appearances, just like Classic Sonic. Who knows, maybe even getting season 3 of the TV show. The final conclusion for Boom is that, yes, it would have benefited the series if it did succeed. Bigger budgets, more Boom appearances, and possibly multiple playable characters. Anyways, that's about wraps it for today's video. Sonic has had his ups and downs, and they all played their part into molding Sonic into the character he is now. We should just be happy that Sonic is still around today, forget the past and just be grateful. Hope you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, especially the last one, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.